special edition of Warrior Vision. Salamanca media students have worked on several segments about the upcoming 2016-2017 budget. With the vote coming up this Tuesday, May 17th, from noon until 9 p.m. in the Salamanca High School gym, we want all members of the community to be informed about what the proposed budget includes.
Nathan Abrams created the following explanation of the 2016-2017 budget with the aid of school business official Karen McGarrett and a bowl of M&Ms.
My name is Karen McGarrett. I'm the school business official. I've been here for 6 years. The 16-17 budget is $29,576,962, and the funds come from several different sources, but primarily from New York State. New York State aid is $20,645,877, and tax-related funds such as impact aid, casino funds, and interest and penalties on non-paid taxes are $6,489,556. Our tax levy, which is remaining flat for this year again, is $1,152,500. The use of reserves is $894,529. And other sources of income are $394,500. Now, as far as the expenditures, New York State requires that the expenses are to be broken down into 3 different categories. Program, and that amount is $20,303,949. Administrative, which is $3,767,362. And capital, which is $5,505,651. Program is really the meat and potatoes of what we do here. That's the teachers, that's the materials and supplies, that's the field trips, that's the transportation, and textbooks, software, hardware, all that kind of stuff. Administrative is just what it sounds like. It's the business office, it's the superintendent's office, the assistant superintendent's office, and all the principals and their materials and supplies and training. And capital is taking care of the buildings and all the capital equipment that we purchase and the buses that we purchase. Taxes will remain flat again this year after 2 years of very large reductions. And again, the total expenditure budget is $29,576,962. And the significant factors due for the increase are additional positions, settlement of the teacher's contract, and an increase in health insurance costs and an increased participation level in our BOCES services.
In the past school year, several new administrators have joined the district in all 3 buildings. A few of our students took time to get to know each of them and to see what changes they will be making next year to help improve the district.
It's been a great year here at Prospect. It's been great to know the students and the teachers. Such a welcoming environment. We've done a lot this year with reading and math and our grade level data teams. So it's great to see how much we're growing and learning, and I just really love being here. This year we had a new math program, so next year we're going to have a new reading program. It's going to be called Journeys, and it's aligned to the Common Core State Standards. We started a new program called Storia, where kids can access books on their iPads that are at their reading levels, and they are loving that. So that's going to be something that every child will be using next year. And we're also going to be using champs in our classrooms for behavior. What's wonderful about being at Salamanca is that the board is so supportive in us purchasing what we need to be able to be successful here in our building. So I feel like if we can justify what we need, they're able to figure out ways to make the budget work for us, and that just makes it so great to be able to reach our potential.
first year at Salamanca and at Seneca Elementary has been truly an outstanding experience. It's been one of the most rewarding I've had in my career as an educator. We are working collaboratively, both the students, the staff, and the parents here, to provide the very best educational setting for our students. So it has been truly, like I said, an outstanding experience. We've got a lot of changes. We've started a lot of them this year. We'll be continuing them on next year. One of the more significant things that we've started this year has been the win time, which is what I need. Time for students, where we're giving students instruction based on their needs in both math and ELA for at least about 60 minutes every day, and we'll be continuing on with our win time. Another significant thing that we brought on this year, we'll be continuing on, is our new math series called Eureka Math. We've seen significant growth with our students using that program. And next year we're bringing on a new reading series called Journeys. Our K through 5 students will be using that program, and we're excited about bringing that on board as well. In addition, we're also starting Safe and Civil Schools. Currently we're using Leader in Me, which is developing character, and Safe and Civil Schools is going to focus on more what the students are doing in our school as far as transitions from class to class or cafeteria behavior. So we're excited about starting that as well. Well, it's significant. If the budget passes, then we're able to fund a lot of the programs that we're anticipating bringing on board. Not only the new reading series, but additionally making sure that we have a lot of interventions for students who are falling below in reading and in math. But significantly with the reading, Read Naturally, and the literacy, level literacy kits are being used. And we're also going to be bringing on Read 180. So we're excited about using that next year. In addition, the funding also provides support through our hiring of making sure we have our math and reading specialists, and support the teacher in their instructional practices. So those are all pretty significant things. In addition, we're trying to keep our class sizes relatively low so that we have a good student to teacher ratio. So it's very important that the budget pass and we can support those initiatives.
After Mr. Cooper got to walk the halls for his very first year here at Sally High, I had the chance to sit down with him and interview him about the kind of changes he intends to make next year with the help of this year's budget program.
First, in regards to the curriculum, we're going to be bringing in a new textbook series for all of our core areas. So English, Math, Science, and Social Studies, we're bringing new curriculum in, all aligned to the Common Core standards and what's expected by New York State. The other thing, we're very fortunate here in Salamanca that we have a one-to-one deployment with technology. So we're going to provide some extra training, professional development for our teachers on how to embed the technology into their classrooms. And again, this will help the education for our students. One of the programs that we're going to bring in next year is Safe and Civil Schools. And this program is going to address a lot of the classroom behaviors that we want to see, as well as provide some supports to our faculty and our students. So we're excited to be bringing Safe and Civil Schools in.
Mr. Cooper is extremely excited to see what next year brings and really hopes you come out to vote to support to make the junior-senior high a better school.
Today we will be talking about this year's school budget and the proposed school budget for the following year. So we went to Assistant Superintendent Dr. Bueller for some more information.
So with regard to budgeting for this particular year, the budget actually worked out quite well for us, despite some of the challenges of having some new leaders come on board. There were some specific initiatives that the district wanted to move forward with, and that required some changes to finances that had been allocated 6 to 8 months prior to some of the new folks coming on board. We spent additional funds on some remedial reading programs, remedial math programs, a new math curriculum for grades 6 through 11 that had not initially been budgeted when the budgeting process occurs, which would have happened, in end of 2014-15 for this particular school year. So new programs for next year for the, that's the 16-17 school year. I know I'm kind of excited about many of the programs that we're going to be adding on, and our Mr. Cooper is, as well as many of the teachers. We have a new textbook series, which is going to be introduced in the fall for science, social studies, and for English language arts. They're going to be somewhat tech intensive, meaning that there are a tremendous number of resources that are available online for students. So when we look at a textbook and what we teach in the class, it's not dittos or packets or a static textbook. It's very dynamic and very media-rich content, which will help facilitate learning for a wide range of our students. We are also in the process, rumor might be out there, of piloting some new technology for students in grades 7 through 12. It's highly likely that the Apple iPads that we are currently using at those grade levels will be replaced with some other Windows device that will make it a lot easier for us to manage, meaning unfortunately, for the students, they're not going to be too happy, but they're not going to see as many opportunities for games and distractions on the devices, but we will be providing coherent and consistent technology instruction. So students will be able to use, whether it's a laptop or a device like that, in a much more instructionally sound and productive manner to help them do better in school. Because that's really the point of the technology. So between new curriculum materials, new technology that we're going to be putting in place, as well as time and support for the students, as well as for our teachers, we're pretty excited about the budget that we have lined up for next year.
In addition to new administration, the district will also be seeing new faces in the form of new positions being added to the schools. Lauren Krause and Jeremiah Shute met with Superintendent Robert Bridenstine to get more information.
In next year's proposed school budget, over 12 new positions have been added within the school district. This has all been without raising any taxes for the community. To find out how this was possible, we spent some time with the Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Robert Bridenstine, to get more details.
This year's budget is rich with new positions being added into the budget directly as a result of community requests, as well as building principal, staff, and Board of Education directives. Some of those new positions are very heavy in student services. One new position is a drug and alcohol counselor to help the school district, students, families, and the community deal with a growing concern in the community about drug and alcohol and opiate abuses, which has gotten a wide range of public exposure through news media outlets. We feel that that's important to help us address a significant and growing community concern. A few of the other positions include a school psychologist intern, which will be working with our secondary students, particularly helping us address some mental health and behavioral concerns of our secondary teenage students, as well as 3 positions that were previously grant funded through the federal government. That grant ended this June of 2016, and we'll be taking those positions on into our regular budget, and those positions include a behavioral psychologist for the elementary school, a attendance officer and monitor, as well as an additional family support person providing supports to our elementary students grades K through 6. A few of the other positions, which are not directly related to student services but academics and organizational efficiencies, include a new athletic director, as well as an athletic trainer, a public relations specialist to help us manage our website and social media platforms, including Facebook, Twitter, and our website, as well as ELA and math coaches at the secondary level. And the last final position is an expansion of our universal pre-kindergarten program so that we can have, hopefully with enrollment, 2 full-day UPK sessions and a half-day UPK session to meet the needs of our parents and our students that are 4 years old. One of the ways in which we're able to manage effectively our funds so that we can keep our tax levy at the lowest level it has been in decades, it comes from a combination of things. As veteran staff retire, we're able to hire early career teachers at a significantly lower level than our top tier teachers with 35 and 40 years of experience. And that's one way that we can help control our costs. As I'd mentioned, we're adding and keeping the behavioral psychologist, the family support worker, and the attendance person that deals primarily with the elementary school, and that would of course be Prospect Elementary School, but also adding the universal pre-kindergarten program for our 4-year-olds is a direct impact for our students at our pre-K through 3rd grade building. And we are maintaining some of the lowest class sizes, kindergarten through 3rd grade, which is a direct impact on the positive growth that Prospect Elementary has been able to experience. That also carries through for Seneca Elementary School. Again, with lower class sizes is something that we have been consistently trying to maintain for all of our pre-K through 6th grade programs, and Seneca certainly benefits from lower class sizes and opportunities for reading and math supports. I had mentioned the additional behavioral and mental health supports that are expanding across the district. One addition that I would like to highlight is the playground committee that has been formed and has had several meetings this year already. Our targeted goal is the fall of 2016 to have the playground up and running and operational. I look forward to hearing a report from the playground committee, which is being led by Mr. Long, our elementary assistant principal, faculty, staff, students, and parents, and we look forward to having the playground unveiling and ribbon cutting sometime this fall.
Several of the programs included in the 2016-2017 budget have already been in place for some time. A few of our students followed up to find out a little bit more about them.
The Salamanca City Central School District is bringing back free lunch program to all their students. I sat down with school business executive Mrs. McGarrett to learn more about the program.
CEP stands for Community Eligibility Provision. It's a piece of the law within the National School Lunch Program and the Healthy Hunger Free Kids Act that allows schools that have large poverty levels have kids get free breakfast and lunch every single day because the school districts are so high in poverty levels that they want kids to be able to afford to have a good breakfast and lunch every single day. Well, you qualify because you are eligible for Medicaid or SNAP programs, and that automatically qualifies you to get a free lunch. There used to be 3 different programs where you were either free, you were a reduced price, or you had to pay full price for lunch. Because we have such a high percentage of people that qualify for Medicaid or SNAP, we're eligible for CEP, which allows every student free breakfast or lunch every single day. And that way there's no stigma of a kid having to apply for it, or somebody that is in line receiving a free lunch and somebody behind them is paying for it, and sometimes kids pick on each other about stuff like that. So that removes that whole process. So anybody and everybody in the district can go down and get free breakfast and lunch every day. Participation in breakfast and lunch has both increased since we've been on CEP. This is our 3rd year, and the numbers are continuing to go up, so more people are participating each day.
Because of the budget program, eSpark has been introduced to Prospect along with other new and exciting things. To save teachers time, eSpark's team of former teachers continually scours the vast ecosystem of iPad apps to identify highly engaging and challenging activities.
With the fun kinds of apps they have.
Having eSparks is different from the normal classroom because the students are able to get on their iPads at their own individual level. They progress through the program, and you can see how they're doing by the little quizzes that they take at the end and their own video where they get to present their information that they learned.
We begin by thoroughly unpacking Common Core state standards across grade levels and content domains in ELA and mathematics. In a rigorous creation process, third-party iPads are vetted through our strict rubric to ensure Common Core alignment, academic rigor, and engagement.
So if you have to do your script, then you have to hit this say record answer,
Okay.
Then you press that. Wait, hold on.
And you get to record your answer, right? And then who gets to see that recorded answer?
Everybody in my class.
Everybody in your class, and your teacher can watch it too, right?
I feel that eSparks is very beneficial because it gives that speaking piece where they have to describe what they've learned.
I like eSparks because it gets you what you really need to learn about, and it gives you kind of really fun games.
My favorite game is Pet Bingo because you get to do math problems, and then if you get them all right, you get to get an animal. A measuring game, it's where you measure, and if you get it right, you get to play a game.
Leader in Me is a program that was developed by Stephen Covey. It's based on the 7 habits of effective people. So it teaches the kids habits to make them more into leaders. It helps the kids in a lot of different ways. It gives them a little bit of guidance when they're having a rough situation. It gives them first their personal victory, teaching them how to be proactive, how to begin with an end in mind and plan, and then how to put first things first. Once they get past that personal victory, they take it out into the classroom and into the community, where they can really focus on thinking of win-win situations where it's not always somebody has to lose, or teaches them how to compromise, teaches them how to do teamwork and how to listen when people are speaking to them. And then it also teaches them how to kind of relax a little bit and make time for their me time. So it teaches them how to be well-rounded. One thing that we learned is that if we're teaching the kids what the habits are, we also have to live the habits. So if you have a teacher in particular who is teaching and using the vocabulary but not modeling the behaviors, then you're not going to see as the program be as effective as it could be. But yeah, it helps both teachers and students. We've had a lot more buy-in. The first year, I think that teachers were a little bit hesitant because they thought that maybe it was just another program that they had to jump on board. And I think they were just standing off to see if it was going to stick around. And this is a program that is going to be here for a while. So we've had a lot more teachers in this past year kind of jump on board with our character assemblies, our lip sync battles, our fun things that we do for the kids, that it really is centered around Leader in Me. So we've seen a pretty big increase in teacher involvement. One of the things that I have seen personally in my classroom is the kids' ability to be more proactive rather than reactive. One of the biggest situations that we have is how they interact with each other. And what we do is we show them the example of the shaken bottle of pop or a shaken bottle of water. And being reactive is that shaken bottle of pop, and then you open it. What happens? Well, you explode. And we teach them how to be more proactive, and they want to be more like the bottle of water. You can shake the bottle of water, but it remains calm, and you can open it, and everything will be fine. That's the biggest thing. I've seen in my classroom a lot of kids take their deep breaths, think about what they want to say before they say it, and they're not as reactive to situations, which makes an overall more safe and comfortable classroom environment.
In addition to new and continuing programs, the construction of a playground at the Seneca Elementary School is also included in the budget. Sophomore Maria Howard talked with Prospect Seneca School Assistant Principal Mr. Lloyd Long for more details.
Kids need to have room to play and grow as individuals. They need to go outside and not be kept in a room all day. A playground gives the students what they need in life: good social skills and good self-esteem. Most of all, a playground allows them to run around and make them calmer when they come back into class. Why did you decide to take on the project?
Well, I guess a lot of times when I'm asked why, I just reverse the question, why not? I'm a part of the community and part of the school, and I truly believe that our students deserve a playground that they can go to and enjoy their time with friends and socialize. So when I was asked, I was excited to dig my heels in and get busy on this project.
How many people are helping you, other than the playground committee?
Currently no, but I would anticipate, depending on the direction of the playground build, if we do a community build, that we would have a good turnout. The actual company build the playground, I would think that we'd do an opening, and I would hope we'd have a good turnout of teachers and students and families as well. But right now it's just the playground committee.
How long will it take to build the playground?
I have a lofty goal of getting this done by the start of next school year. When I said I want and believe that our students should have a playground, I I mean it. And Mrs. Siebert, the building principal as well, is pretty charged about this, and that's our goal. So anticipate by the start of school year next year.
How would a playground be beneficial to the kids?
Well, I think the biggest thing is it gives students a chance to just go and be themselves. But a lot of benefits of the playground would be that they learn to be social with each other. There's some creativity involved. Sometimes you play tag and the wood chips are lava. I don't know. And it's a healthy venue for students to go out and have some true free time where it's not structured and you have to run from this base to that base or whatever the rules are. The rules of the playground sometimes get created daily. Those would be the benefits that I can see, and it's a great place for our students to be.
This has been Maria Howard reporting for Warrior Vision News. Good day and good night.
Technology is playing an increasingly large part in the educational system. Here at the Salamanca City Central School District, there are several technological programs in place and set to be implemented in the upcoming years.
I'm here to talk to you about the robots that we have. The district has purchased them. The CSC office and special education department and elementary schools have purchased these amazing robots. These robots are actually fun for everyone. As far as my role and my students' role, we are actually going to be programming them, and these robots can be programmed to do anything. So my students and I will be learning how to program them, and then we'll take them to the elementary school and the teachers at that level, and then we'll show them how to program them as well. But as far as what these robots can do, they can do anything. They can do just about anything. They can sing, they can dance, they can play games, they literally can play soccer. If we want to purchase cars for them, there's a BMW for these robots. So they can do anything that you can program them to do. So obviously the best thing to do is learn how to program them well. The students are absolutely riveted and engaged with these things when they're being used, and our goal is to make it easy for teachers and students to use them. So that's what our role is. As far as how would it improve learning, anytime that you can capture a student's attention for a little bit longer than just a book and board kind of lesson is huge. Having a student work with the robots and repeat back and play games with learning material is amazing. And to engage them, to keep them focused, to keep them excited about learning is what we're trying to do.
So I hear you're one of the teachers that uses the iPads the most. Can you tell me how you use them now?
I use it for our textbook, so it's actually on the iPad. I also use it for the Pearson curriculum, which the students are taking their tests and quizzes on the iPad. And I also use it when I flip the classroom. So they do their notes at home with the iPad. The biggest benefit to having it would just be the fact that we have the internet right at the tip of our fingers. So if my students want to log on to see their notes, or they can do assignments at home through the curriculum that I'm using online, that's really the biggest benefit right there. Just Google alone, being able to ask it any question you want.
What do you use the iPads for right now?
This year in the JCC courses that I am teaching, we use the iPads regularly. Some of the kids use them to take notes on. I send a lot of electronic information out to them to share information, and we are writing essays regularly. And with the essays, they write using the Word program, the Word app, and they can save to the cloud. We do a lot of peer editing. I secured some keyboards for us so that the kids are able to peer edit regularly on this, and it makes the writing process much better with revisions and everything. So that's basically what we're using for in JCC. In my 7th grade class with Warrior Den, we do annotations on the iPads. We've done a lot of games, Quizlet and those kinds of things for learning literary terms, and we've also done some editing on the iPads as well, so that's kind of handy.
What have you done in the past?
Last year was actually my first year with iPads with the students. I was teaching 7th grade, and we did not have the Word app available yet, but we were using Pages. And my 7th graders were annotating everything. We did short stories, we did plays, we annotated using Pages. They learned how to send attachments out. They learned how to do all kinds of things based on their iPads. We did web quests and searches. We read novels on the Kindle app and did our annotations on there, and also I was able to check their annotations for grade. So that was kind of a really cool thing, and we used those, I would say, at least a couple of times a week, if not daily, during specific units. So last year was really very intense with the iPad usage.
I use the iPads for, a lot of times it's for email. I'm in drama club, and I'm also the drama club president, so I sent out daily emails to remind everybody what time we had rehearsal, what we were working on that day, who needed to be there, etc. I also am on Microsoft Word a lot on the iPads because it's convenient to have it with me, like to go on places. Like if I'm going somewhere, I can still work on my homework or letters that I'm trying to write, so I don't have to be at a desktop to write anything. So, yeah.
I would like to thank everybody who both volunteered for the interviews and for the various shots during their classes. This has been Nathan Morris on iPad usage in Salamanca High School.
My understanding of it is we're potentially looking at the idea of replacing iPads with more functional laptops, getting rid of a iOS device and going towards a Windows device, which most of us are much more familiar with. The program would start first with teachers getting the new tablets. However, they'd be tablets that are Windows rather than tablets that are iOS. And teachers would first learn how to use them. And to help with that, there's a couple of teachers who are doing a pilot program. Ms. Wardner and I are learning how to use the services right now, and we'll be getting class sets for students to use in our classrooms. Not one-to-one like you guys have with the iPads right now, but for this first pilot program where we learn whether it's a good idea or not, we'll have sets of computers for students to use in our classrooms. And that's going to take place this year, so we're really excited about that. Laptops could make their ways into our schools as early as next year. If the pilot program goes well, and it looks like it could be educationally beneficial for students to have laptops or tablets that are in the Windows world instead of iPads, it could take place as early as next year with students not having iPads but having Windows-based devices. There's a lot of things about the laptops that I like better than the iPads. Number one, we already know how to use Windows-based devices. Most of us have been doing it since we were 5 years old. It's got the same Word and Excel and PowerPoint. You get a mouse and a keyboard and all the things we're used to using. So we already know how to use it, and there is really no learning curve for the basic functionality of the new devices, which is a great benefit. Plus, there's a lot of websites and activities like Flash animations that don't work on iPads but work wonderfully on the devices they were designed for. So I think that teachers could use those sites a lot more effectively than we could with the iPads. Additionally, we're just much more familiar with the way that these devices work, and so are the students. So we'll be learning from students ways to do things just like they're learning from us. It's my understanding that the first people to receive the laptops will be the pilot teachers, Ms. Wardner and myself. I already have mine. And then the students in our classrooms. And that'll be this year as part of the pilot program. Big difference being, remember that those laptops that we get this year are for a classroom and not for individual students. Great thing is, multiple students can use a computer, because it really is just a computer like we have in the computer labs. You'll have a student login, multiple students can use the same one, and we don't have to worry about any of the issues that went along with signing into an iPad. It's great. So that could be as early as this year. It's my understanding that, yeah, eventually laptops will be given to all students if the pilot program goes well, and it seems like they're educationally beneficial for the students. It would be a 7 to 12 initiative is the way we're currently thinking of it. But again, keep in mind we're learning more as we go, and it might be that iPads are more appropriate for some ages and not for others. We're trying to do what is best for the students to learn the most. They are educational tools, and we want to make sure that they get treated as such.
iPads will be redeployed and retired as part of our normal technology replacement plan.
I could see using the laptops for a lot of different reasons in my classroom. I'm just beginning to learn about some of the functionalities that are here on the new devices like Skype, where we can present our desktop or our PowerPoint to students in front of them rather than using the projector. Students can see the information in front of them on their devices, and then they can actually edit it. We could all edit a PowerPoint document or a Word document together in real time. Additionally, there's lots of different sites that are functional on a computer rather than an iPad, so there really are a lot more uses in addition to just being an environment that we're better at using and could make more efficient use of.
How many buses would be getting Wi-Fi?
As of right now, there's 8 of them that have Wi-Fi on there.
Would all of the buses be getting Wi-Fi?
That is in the game plan for future that almost all the buses will have Wi-Fi on it when they get done.
What is your opinion with buses getting Wi-Fi?
Amazing.
Bus rides are generally very noisy. Wi-Fi make this issue increase or decrease?
It keeps the other people quiet because they could just put in their headphones, listen to music, watch videos. It'd be like the bus drivers won't get distracted by the kids just yelling, screaming, jumping in their seats.
Well, the ones that do have Wi-Fi on it, the drivers that are running those buses at that time appreciate the Wi-Fi on there because the noise seems to be down and quieter on.
Do you feel this would make the bus ride safer?
Yeah, because it'll keep the bus driver's eyes on the road and not in the mirror looking at the kids.
How would Wi-Fi be beneficial to students?
Yeah, it would. I feel. Because you can work on work. You can work on work. There you go. If you need the Wi-Fi, if you need to find something, there you go.
Well, it'd be beneficial for the students because the way I understand it, they can do more of their homework as they're away from school, you know, on their sporting events and so forth and so on. That by using the Wi-Fi, they can help keep their, you know, school projects up to date and stuff.
The Wi-Fi at school blocks things. Would the Wi-Fi on the buses block them too?
Yes, it's also controlled by the same guidelines as up there as on the bus.
If the bus rides get out of hand, the bus driver can shut the Wi-Fi off.
Amid all the changes and new additions coming to the Salamanca City Central School Districts, one important piece will remain. Extracurriculars, both sports and non-athletic clubs, will continue.
Hi, I'm Mariana Lex.
And I'm Cornelia Jimerson.
And in this video, we will be showing you students expressing their feelings about the extracurricular activities here at Salamanca High School.
This club means a lot to me because it gives people the chance to express themselves through what they record and how they do their projects. It also means a lot to me because I like to be able to take this class and learn new things that I've never learned before with cameras and audio and stuff like that. I think I would take this again because you can always learn more.
To me, drama club means cooperation. Drama club's about unity, making sure that we all have a unified spirit and that we're all reaching our full musical potential both individually and a unit as a whole. Definitely, I think this club has a bright future ahead of it. I think that, you know, with all the new staffing we've got and everything, we have good standings for the future. I am very glad to be a part of it, and I will definitely be a part of it next year, and I hope that it continues down the road and that more and more people start to realize what really the drama club has on American culture.
Hi, I'm Sierra Gray. I'm the Vice President of GSA. And for me, this group is a nice place for people who are LGBT to meet
once a week in Miss Crawley's room, and we talk about ways how to like get the school involved with LGBT issues, and like we just had our day of silence, and that was for an LGBT member who was killed just because of the fact that he was gay, because he came out and said he was gay. And we're just basically informing people of the rights and things they need to know about the LGBTs, and like not to bully us basically, and just treat us like normal people. I would love for this group to proceed into the future, like after we've all graduated and everything. I want this to be kind of more, because I know it's open for middle schoolers, so that gives us like a good future ability for the group.
OM's purpose is to help fuel the creative and spontaneous people, and to give them a problem to solve within a specific amount of time.
Hi, I'm Maddie Toronto. I've been in journalism for 2 years. Last year, Kennedy and I were newspaper editors, and I really enjoyed that. We got to get really creative with how we designed the newspaper, and it was fun. This year, Kennedy, Andy, and I are yearbook editors, and it's a lot of fun. We definitely put a lot of time into it. Sometimes we have to come on weekends and stuff, but it's worth it once we get the yearbook done, and it always turns out really nice. So I would definitely recommend taking this class. It's really fun, and you get to be creative.
Hi, my name is Kennedy Brown, and I'm the president of Math Honor Society. And to be in this club, you have to take a higher level of math class, and you have to keep a good average in that class.
Hi, I'm Brian Yale, and I'm the president of Business Honor Society. And it's a really important club because it helps students with their computer skills, and it helps them prepare for their future.
My name is Amy Crawley, and I am one of the advisors for the Sources of Strength group here at Salamanca High. It is a program that has been running for our 5th year, and it was initially a group out of Rochester Institute of Technology who sponsored Salamanca for a suicide prevention group. After the 3-year pilot program, Salamanca has continued to have this group running and continue to sponsor events in regards to the 8 tenets of the Sources of Strength, which are mental health access, family support, positive friends, mentors, healthy activities, generosity, spirituality, and medical access. The premise behind these 8 tenets is that the more you have of these in your life, the more likely you are able to get through life's challenges.
Hi, I'm Melissa Harrison. I've been student council president for 2 years, and the great things about student council would be you get to observe like student activities and behaviors for certain things. You got to pick and plan the assembly, the theme, what each grade is getting. It's actually really fun. I think kids would really enjoy it, and like it would help out if people actually join, because other schools don't have this, and it's really cool that our school does.
Trainings, you get to speak up, and then everyone has their own say. And at the United Nations building, everyone has a say. You get your own input into the speech that we had, that we told at the United Nations last year. And that's it's a good program. I feel it would be nice to have around.
I feel like Dr. Beeler is doing a good job, and he's excited to be in charge of Science Honor Society, which is cool.
The purpose of Seneca Youth Council is to promote and educate the Seneca language, history, cultures, traditions, and even of other Native nations to the student body and staff and administration. Yes, I would like to, I'm going to do it next year. I'd like to see the club grow, and we're going to be taking trips and doing lots of fun things and fundraisers, and hopefully do the Native Spirit Week and the pep assembly again. I think it was successful, and so yeah, we'll hopefully have a great future and carry on through many generations.
I think DECA helped me a lot personally because I'm going into the business field, and DECA is a business club, and you have a lot of real life actions. When we went to States, it was a real lot of business scenarios that they tested you on, and I just feel like it'll help me a lot in the future.
Spanish Honor Society helps me in understanding other people's culture and how they translate it. National Honor Society looks really good when you're applying for college because it says that you're a hardworking student and you get the work done and you give service to your community.
So all in all, you can see what the extracurricular activities mean to the kids at Salamanca High School.
Based on the proposed budget for next school year, Salamanca Junior Senior High School will have the same sports opportunities as it did last year. There is so much to gain from participating in high school athletics. Student athletes gain social skills, teamwork, dedication, and discipline. There is so much to be said about being involved on a team, so we decided to go to the athletes themselves to find out what they learned from their experiences.
This season wasn't too bad. We had ups and downs, but the future's looking bright for us with the modified team having success to carry the game on for the varsity league, and hope it is a bright future.
I'm looking forward to next year's bowling team, not only because of the great success we had, but Mr. Jankowski is a great coach, and we have lots of fun.
Yeah, basketball, it was a pretty overall fun experience, you know. They taught me so much more than just how to play basketball, though. They taught me how to respect people, how to talk to people, respect them, how to work hard. You know, just all the stuff you need to help me grow as a man.
We get the players ready for their game by lining up outside of the locker rooms and cheering them on. And we get the crowd involved by doing quarter cheers and crowd cheers.
This year didn't go as we wanted it to, but next year we're hoping to, I guess, make some improvements and, win a game.
I don't know, I just work hard doing drills. I'm pretty sure Savannah's gonna beat it, and then I gotta beat her, so it's more of a challenge, but I'll do it because I have 2 years still, and this is only my, 4th year? So I just gotta do drills, work on my technique, go in the weight room, whatever will help.
I feel like we had a good season, even with 3 new coaches. I was very familiar with our coaches because I swam with one of them, and because one of them helped me with my previous season. We still had 7 girls qualify for sectionals, including myself. I plan on making it a better season next year with continuous hard work and practice.
How I improve on my pole vault is I spend extra time on the weekends going to a pole vault camp, as well as I work on form on my trampoline. One of my favorite parts about breaking the school record was all the support I received from my teammates and my coaches. My favorite part about track would have to be meeting new people.
This softball season is going well. We've definitely improved a lot since last year. And I think we're going to go as far as we did last year and hopefully even farther. I have a lot of confidence in our team. I'm the starting pitcher for the team, and it's a lot of pressure, but I like it. I love the fact that every play, every situation, I'm always doing something. I'm always in the game. I'm always doing something to help out. And I love the fact that I have my team behind me to help me and support me.
There have been many individual and team successes over the years. However, nothing is more important than the lifetime skills such as commitment, sportsmanship, and dedication learned by being a part of a team.
Before we leave you, we have one last message to share with you. Warrior Vision would like to thank and congratulate all of the faculty members who are retiring this year. We thank you for your years of dedication and service to the school and community. Juniors Derek McClure and Megan Martin created the following video in honor of this year's retirees.
This school year, 6 teachers will be retiring from our school district. Each have positively impacted our school in one way or another. On behalf of Warrior Vision, we would like to thank each one of them for their hard work and service. What were your most memorable moments working in the Salamanca School District?
Well, my most memorable moments are when I worked with Chuck Christ at Seneca Elementary School. Those years were really great years for the kids and the staff.
What will you miss the most after your retirement?
Working with the kids would be most, and some friends that I still have here that you just kind of get like family because you work so close with them, and I'll miss the people and mostly the kids.
If you could give one word of advice to the person who will fill your position, what would it be?
Well, I've been thinking about it. There's a lot of things. I said treat the kids like they're your own, like you would treat your own kids, and you should do okay with them, and just good luck to everything that goes along with it.
Rolf Tomlin was hired in September of 1984 as the physical education teacher. Throughout his career at Salamanca School District, he was the assistant varsity football coach from 1984 to 85 through 90 to 91. He was also the assistant football coach during the 2003-04 and 2004-05 seasons. He also coached the freshman boys basketball team from 1984 to 85 through 1987 to 88 and was the JV basketball coach from 1988 to 89 through 2006-2007. He was also the assistant middle school track coach from 1984 to 85 through 1995-96. He has taught at Seneca Elementary School since 1988 to 89 school year. Mr. T has given Salamanca School District a total of 32 years. Bonnie Coppersmith was hired in February of 1988 as a high school librarian. She has served as a library department chair from 1988 to 89 through 2012-2013. She has served at the Salamanca School District for a total of 28 and a half years, working in either the high school library or Seneca Elementary Library. Mrs. Phyllis Herrick was hired in 1986 as a substitute, then in 1988 was hired full-time as a teacher aide. After earning her master's degree in elementary education, she was hired as an elementary teacher in 1997. In all, Mrs. Herrick has worked in the Salamanca School District for 30 years. Michelle Franey was originally hired as a substitute aide in 1995, worked part-time for several years as an aide until she was hired full-time as a teacher's aide in September 2000. In 2007, Mrs. Franey was appointed to the position of teacher assistant. For the last 21 years, she has helped the teachers at Prospect or Seneca Elementary.
My name is Sue John Blacksnake. I'm a Native American guidance counselor here at Salamanca, and I've been here for 20 years. I'm retiring this June. I have put in my letter of intent to retire, and I have 30 years of state service, and I'm looking forward to having the freedom, I guess, of retirement. But I also have a lot of good memories here at Salamanca. Salamanca School District has been good to me. They've supported my vision for Native American education goals. They've supported any projects or activities that I've wanted to attempt, and all of our field trips. There's been a good working relationship here. And one of the things that just amazes me is that I'm the kind of person that has gets bored easy, especially with jobs. And I've been at Salamanca 20 years, and not once have I been bored. Every day when I get up, I think, I love my job. And that's not just a saying, it's how I feel. I really love the students. I love being around children, teenagers. Some of the best times I've had is organizing different college trips, field trips, working with extracurricular activities. I think one of the biggest accomplishments I've had a chance to work with here at Salamanca is the Model United Nations Permanent Forum of Indigenous Issues. We formed a group 5 years ago, took students to New York City to the United Nations Permanent Forum. The students went in and they really wanted to work. They didn't want a tour of the United Nations. They wanted to be involved in the United Nations. So we did a whole year of preparation, studying, preparing for their agenda, and the students went in and made a very powerful statement and proposed a resolution and got it on the floor. Every year when we've taken students since then, it's been just a memorable experience. They gain strength, and it's really powerful to see our Salamanca students on the floor in an international forum with countries and around the world. It's unbelievable. That has been probably one of the highlights of my working career. I have a question here. It says, what am I going to do when I retire with all my free time? Well, it's probably not going to really be free time. I will continue to probably work in the community. I want to work in positions now and have the freedom to work in organizations and causes that are very important to me. One of them being child abuse. Realize all these students, they're all our responsibility. We have to educate and we have to prepare them for life, prepare them to be parents. That's one of my goals, is to work very strongly in this area, this region, on child abuse education, child abuse prevention. We have to protect our children.
We hope that this Warrior Vision production has been helpful in informing you on the 2016-2017 budget for the Salamanca City Central School District. Remember, the budget vote is Tuesday, May 17th, noon to 9 p.m. at the Salamanca High School gym.
Thanks for tuning in. On behalf of the Warrior Vision crew, have a fantastic day, Salamanca.